Let's get right to the games. The Los Alamitos Griffins tested again this week. They moved to 4-0, but against the Buchanan Bears, #1 team in the CIF Central section. They went up to Fresno, and they were tested. They trailed at halftime for the first time this season. The Griffins able to come back and move to 4-0, victorious up there on that road trip up north.
Well, you asked me last week, Alex, is Los Al a beatable team? Did we see some cracks in their armor? And I told you, no, I don't think so at all. This week, we see Los Al go on the road, a long distance they have to travel, 7,000 fans, hostile environment, a ranked team, everything set up for Los Al to trip up, to not have a perfect season. And what do? They come out and they look like, their stars play like stars. They're big-time players, made big-time plays when their team needed it. Malachi Nelson and Makai Lemon, they hooked up early for 2 touchdowns. One of them was for 64 yards, so a huge offensive chunk plays. DeAndre Moore came up huge. He had multiple receptions. And then Nigel Osborne continued to do what we've seen him do all season. 10 yards a carry, multiple touchdowns in one game. I mean, everything that his team needed in the second half, Nigel Osborne did. This was a team effort by Los Al. This was the first time, like you said, they were down, went into halftime trailing, had to find a way to come back and win, and that's exactly what they did. They kept their poise. So now, when I think about Los Al coming into Sunset League, after Sunset League going into the playoffs, we've already seen them get tested. We've already seen them face adversity. There was a couple of first-half turnovers. There was an interception, which is not characteristic of the Griffins. There was a muff punt. All the adversity in the world they faced. And they came out victorious, came out on top. So I'm afraid for anybody who has to play Los Al because they have the talent and now they have the experience to go along with it.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for the Griffins. They're on the road taking on the Trinity League Santa Margarita next week, and then there's a bye, and they're right into Edison and Corona Del Mar to open up Sunset League play. So the adversity, the tests continue, and I know last week we talked about Edison's tough schedule, but Los Al, oh my goodness, and they're being tested, and they really are building and playing for that postseason.
Well, they chose this schedule.
Yeah.
They had an opportunity to pick their preseason opponents, and they wanted to make it hard on themselves because they understand we're not just trying to rack up wins here. We actually believe we're an excellent football team, and so we want to test our skills against the best because that's what we're going to do come November and December when we're chasing a championship. So respect to Los Al, credit to Los Al for getting themselves prepared, and they've answered the bell every time.